sometimes when you're recording vocals, you have to make a decision from the beginning. I tend to divide that decision into two different thoughts. Some of the great vocal producers do it differently than each other. So I wouldn't consider myself a great vocal producer. I think I'm pretty good. I'm real good at getting performance and emotion out of people. I get a little lazy. And so what I try to do is I try to have one track of vocals, maybe two, and I try to punch in the bad parts. So I like to record the singer from top to bottom. We might practice it a couple of times. I prefer to practice it on a different day. But if we're doing it that day, I want to make sure that I'm capturing that person at just the right peak of their excitement. And that tends to be take one, take two, take three, or take a break and come back, and that one you get. So you record you record two or three passes, and you try to keep the flow going, the momentum going, and you pick the best one, and then you take a little break, let the singer regroup a minute, but not too long because their voice will change, and then you find the parts you don't like, and you punch into those parts. Now, another way to do it, which is probably used more often than that way, is you might record anywhere from 4 tracks, just one right after the other, of the lead singer, and then you might record 20 or 30 tracks. Now, some guys will record verses, so they'll do verse 1, verse 1, verse 1, verse 1, verse 2, verse 2, verse 2, verse 2, like on and on and on, and so they'll have 4 tracks top to bottom, then they'll have tracks sometimes on the same day, sometimes on different days, of individual parts of the song, and they might not replace an entire section like a verse or chorus, but they might pick and choose the best word here. Maybe the producer feels like the energy should go up in a spot in the song, but the singer didn't do it. Well, you'll go hunt for a spot where their energy goes up, and you'll construct one track. Pro Tools is real good at that. Logic's great at it. There's a lot of ways to do it, and I think the best way to start is to get your own technique, because I've tried everybody's techniques, and the one I like is my own. But it's based on picking and choosing, cherry picking the best of the way different producers work. So comping is very useful. And here again, I say this a lot, but I want you to remember that comping is also done on guitar parts. It can also be done on drum parts. Yeah, drum parts. You can replace some sections in a drum performance, particularly a live performance. I guess it's possible to have a drum machine that's like getting lazy and playing out of time. Never thought about that. But if you get one, you can comp him and put the parts in. I'm pretty sure an SP1200 does that. I'm pretty sure sometimes it plays out of time on purpose. But comping is a way to get a lot of performances, choose the best performance, and then if you remember earlier, if you got a great performance, but a timing issues here or there, or a tuning issues here or there, then you can fix that. Everything has to be musical, and remember, the records that we fell in love with all had imperfections. So when you try to strive for perfection, you're killing something else, and that something else tends to be energy, performance, uniqueness. It's the imperfections in music that make it fun to listen to. If you don't believe me, listen very critically to some of your favorite records, and you'll hear that they're not perfect. The great singers never worried about perfection and pitch. They worried about performance and energy. You listen to Whitney Houston, you listen to Mariah Carey, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin. Those kind of singers just sang. They didn't try to hit notes. They just sang. And I think that's something to be aware of. And if something gets a little out, we've got the tools to fix it now.